Welcome back to another episode of Sports with Don, and I'm your host Ezra, aka the Don Mkhotsi. And man, it's CAF Semi-Final weekend. Esperance is playing Al Ahly. Wydad is playing, of course, Kaizer Chiefs. And speaking of Kaizer Chiefs, they've appointed a new coach, Coach Stuart Baxter. He's coming back home. Well, he's back home. But before we ask too many questions or talk about Stuart Baxter, I'm not alone. I'm with the superstar player, LM10, Lumko Mntambo. Bro, how are you, man? And how are you feeling about the semi-finals?
What's up, bro? I'm good, I'm okay. Hope you're good. And yeah, man, I think I'm feeling anxious just like everyone else is. I mean, it's a big weekend for most of us who support Kaizer Chiefs in particular. Like you've already alluded to, it's the Champions League weekend. So yeah, besides feeling anxious, I'm okay.
Yo, I'm with you there, but I think I'm mostly excited, we're in the semi-finals, man. But you predicted, like in our episode, like our previous episode where we spoke about, the big three in CAF, you predicted that Kaizer Chiefs would do well, right? But did you really think we'll get to this stage, get to the semi-finals?
Yeah, I know. I predicted that we would do well, and to be honest, to be totally honest, when I first made that prediction, I did see Chiefs going all the way, all the way to the final. Keep in mind, in the first video, I said they might not win it, but I did see them going all the way to the final based on one reason, because the teams that we play with in CAF don't necessarily know the type of players that Kaizer Chiefs had or has at the moment. So it's very difficult to plan for people that you don't necessarily know. You just know the type of brand that they play. So for example, you don't really know how Nurkovic likes to hold on to the play or how Noble runs. So it's very difficult for other teams to plan around that because they're not used to you. So in that sense, I always felt like Kaizer Chiefs had an advantage as compared to the league where Sundowns watch Chiefs week in, week out. They know, okay, if we close this guy down, that guy can't play. So for the teams that were playing in Africa, it was very, very difficult for them to plan against Chiefs. And given the fact that our then coach, Gavin Hunt, always played a very pragmatic, or always used a very pragmatic approach, meaning even in the league games, you could see that he was all about defensive and let's try and keep the clean sheet first and then let's see if we can go on to score. So in Africa, that is not necessarily the best style you want to see, especially coming from us fans, but it works, as long as you defend and win and score like even one goal, but as long as you defend, you have a very good chance. So that's why I saw Kaizer Chiefs making it this far and perhaps, to the final as well.
Your prediction was pretty wild, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. And when you said it in that episode, bro, I wouldn't even lie. I was like, no ways, man. The way we were playing and the form we were in, it was just horrible, man. I didn't even think we'd get out of the group stages, but here we are in the semi-finals. But speaking of the semi-finals, we look at the opponents, right? Wydad. The league is not done yet, so they've been playing regularly. They also played yesterday, so just looking at it, because Chiefs has been in a rest, has been resting for so long. I think our last game was on the 5th of June. So we have not really played a lot of games, and while they're still continuing with their league, I'm starting to wonder about the match sharpness or match fitness that our players would have compared to, Wydad, where will the rest do us more good than them, or will their match sharpness be an advantage to them? So what do you think about that?
Like you said, man, Wydad have match fitness. That is something they have over us. We haven't played in quite some time since the season ended. So match fitness wise, we won't be on the same level. So Wydad has that over us because there will be more more reactive towards the second balls, the through balls. Everything will be more natural and more reactive. Whilst for us, we will have more energy than them. So if it requires us to go the distance in both legs, then we might have that slight advantage in terms of energy because we haven't played so many games frequently. Like I think the last game was yesterday, which was Wednesday. We talking about right that now. I think the last game was Wednesday, and we haven't played in quite some time. So match fitness they have over us, but in terms of overall energy, I think we picked them there. So I'm not too sure if we can look at that as being an advantage to any team, but it will have a say in how the game goes, especially if it goes the distance in both the legs.
So one could say it's a 50-50 chance, né? Like the rest could, help us in terms of our, our durability in terms of these two legs. Whereas with way that, since they played yesterday, like I already mentioned, maybe they might, they might be a little bit exhausted, but we'll see how it goes, right? So now let's talk about Coach Stuart Baxter. He's been appointed, coming back. His assistants are still Dylan Shepherd and Atazwane. Do you see him, fine-tuning changes in terms of the semi-finals, or do you see him probably keeping the same system and the same formation that we've been playing under the previous coach, which was Coach Kevin Hunt?
Yeah, Stuart Baxter's been appointed the new Kaizer Chiefs head coach, but unfortunately, he won't take charge of the game. Dylan Shepherd and Atazwan will be at the helm over the weekend. So personally, I've always felt like whatever happens in CAF, man, all the praise should go to our then coach Kevin Hunt. Whatever we go on to achieve in CAF, because it was him who did all this, and without him and his technical guile that most people are not a fan of. Like I said, the pragmatic approach is not for everyone. People nowadays want to see their teams play like they're coached by Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp. All the good coaches that play on the front foot. They don't really like coaches who are more into the pragmatic approach, like your Mourinho's, whatnot, because they're like, it's too defensive. It doesn't look nice. But believe it or not, though, that type of football does get the work done. It does get the work done, and at the end of the day, people won't remember how you played. They'll remember what you won. And I felt like his style was gonna try and get us something, even though it wasn't the best to watch, let's be honest, but it worked. We are in the semi-final because of that. Now Atazwan and Dylan Shepherd, man, they have a very huge task ahead of them, but Atazwan has already proven himself in the last two games that he was in charge. He won, and he has some experience coming from the under 23s and the youth setup, so he's not new to coaching people or players, but now he's new at a bigger stage like the CAF Semi-Finals, of course. So I don't think it will be necessarily a big shift in mentality, but we will be prepared well and adequately because we have people who are capable of making sure that we are prepared. So I have faith in Atazwan and Dylan Shepherd. It's not going to be a huge strain. And regardless if Stuart Baxter was there or not, I still feel like whatever would have happened if Stuart Baxter was there, the credit must still go back to Kevin Hunt because he's the one who laid all this foundation down for us.
Oh yeah, Coach Stuart Baxter won't be on the bench because he's still working out his work permit issues, whatever going on. So Coach Atazwane and Coach Dylan Shepherd will be, our head coaches during the semi-finals, well, the first leg that is. And you're right in saying that, Coach Kevin Hunt deserves the credit if ever we go on to in CAF because, he got us out of the group stages when I thought we couldn't get out. He got us through the quarterfinals when I thought we were probably going to lose. And, yes, it was not attractive football. It was not entertainment football, but it still got the job done. And speaking of getting the job done, do you think we are going to go to the finals?
Are we going to the final? As a fan, first and foremost, yes, I'd like us to go all the way and win it. So our neighbors cannot be the only ones with the star, man. Because at the end of the day, it's all about that. Um, as a fan, I really would like us to go all the way and see if we can get that star. But from the footballing side and footballing perspective and knowledge that I have acquired throughout the years, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. White Dad have already beaten us in the group stages, so it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. And Esperance and Al Ahly in this other semi-final. So whoever wins there, it just keeps on getting tougher for anyone in the next round. So it's not going to be easy, judging from, like I said, the football knowledge that I've been blessed with. It's not going to be easy. If we somehow go through, it's going to go down to counter attack, because head to head we don't have the players at the same level as White Dad, Esperance, or even at Al Ahly. So in terms of personnel, we're a bit behind. So we're just hoping for a lucky break come the two legs, man. And then we just have to make sure our defense is on point. And yeah, all the best. So to everyone who is gonna be watching the game this weekend, yeah, let's hope they bring it home. Let's hope we get the first good result in the first leg and the second leg as well. I'm a course for life.
I'm a Kosi for life. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, and share. But most important, I'm a Kosi for life.